They were banging on my door like the house was on fire. Mom shouting my name, Dad pacing behind her, phone in hand, muttering about lawyers. Funny how fast they panic when it's their name on the line. But I didn't answer the door. I just watched them through the peephole, calm, quiet, satisfied. 2 weeks earlier, my 8-year-old son stood in our hallway clutching a red t-shirt we bought for Family Sports Day. He was grinning. He even practiced his baton handoffs with the dog. That morning, I dropped him off at their house, my parents, same as I'd done last year. They said it was just easier for the whole family to meet there before heading to the park. Said the teams were already finalized, the structure too tight for last-minute additions. Said there were only enough shirts for registered names. They smiled when they said it, patted his head, and told me he could cheer on the sidelines. He didn't understand, not at first, but I did. I picked him up later that evening. His shirt was still folded, untouched. He didn't look at me when he buckled himself in, just said, "They told me I could keep score." My parents tried to downplay it, blamed logistics, claimed they didn't know there'd be such a big turnout. I nodded, smiled. Then I did what I always do when someone underestimates me. I went quiet. They didn't know I worked a double that night. Didn't know that while they drank wine and posted photos with their official teams, I was watching, scrolling, counting. 124 people in total. From cousins I hadn't seen in a decade to neighbors who RSVP'd that morning. They even made t-shirts for the dogs, but not my son, because they didn't want him in the family photo. They wanted him adjacent, a prop, an afterthought, and I'd had enough. You see, my parents are legacy obsessed. My dad chairs the community board. My mom runs a local charity. Their entire identity is built on curated appearances, happy family, good values, perfect grandparenting. They rely on me to uphold it. The single mom who made it work, the nurse who stayed close, the obedient daughter. They never imagined I'd be their reckoning. But I've spent the last decade learning to make wounds invisible, to cut in silence, stitch without drama. I'm surgical when I need to be. And this needed precision. First, I pulled the community grant applications they submitted this year, 3 of them, all tied to youth wellness and inclusive family initiatives, all signed with glowing language about equal access and no child left behind. I submitted a quiet complaint, anonymous. Then I requested the attendance records from the City Parks Department, Sports Day registration lists, names, dates, team rosters, every child listed, every parent, every dog. I attached photos, the family group shots, the team rosters, and the caption boasting, "Everyone joined in, everyone but one." They received a call within the week. The local news picked it up first. A story about a boy excluded from a family event under the guise of rules. The phrase, "only enough shirts for registered names," became a headline. But the real damage came later. The grant was suspended pending investigation. Their charity gala lost sponsors. And I stayed quiet. Until they showed up at my door. I opened it after they rang for the 4th time. Let them see my face. Calm, unshaken. My dad started barking about reputations, about how I misinterpreted a logistical error. My mom pleaded, "You're overreacting. You know how chaotic these things get. Why are you doing this to us?" I stepped outside, let the door click shut behind me. I looked them both in the eye. "You excluded my son," I said, low and measured. "You lied to his face. And then you smiled for photos like he didn't exist." Mom tried to speak. I raised a hand. "This isn't revenge. This is exposure." I leaned in. "The only reason this is spiraling is because you built a kingdom on lies, and all I did was whisper the truth." They stared at me like I'd slapped them. But I hadn't. I hadn't done a single thing to them that they hadn't already done to him. I just made sure the world saw it. We haven't spoken since. No apologies, no explanations. But the calls stopped. The door stopped knocking. And sports day? My son and I hosted our own. Backyard, balloons, trophies from the dollar store. A team of 5, all real friends, not blood. He wore the red t-shirt this time. It fit perfectly. There's a photo of him on my mantle now, grinning, arms up, medal around his neck. He doesn't know what I did, doesn't need to. He just knows he's seen, counted, chosen, and that's more than they ever gave him. Legacy is funny like that. My parents spent their lives building a name they thought would outlive them. Turns out, it only took one child.